हेलो कल्याणी मैम। हेलो।
हाँ देवाशीष बाबू ମୁଁ ଅଛି ଏଠି। ହଁ
हाँ हेलो हाँ कल्याणी मैम स्टार्ट करिबा 10
ହଁ
ହେଇଯାଇଛି।
ହଁ ଶୁଣାଯାଉଛି। ନାଇଁ ମୋ ଭଏସ୍ କ୍ଲିୟର ଅଛି?
हाँ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭଏस କ୍ଲିयर ଅଛି।
ଓକେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବା ତାହେଲେ।
हाँ हाँ आरंभ करନ୍ତୁ।
ଓକେ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ am I audible?
Yes ma'am, you are audible. You are audible.
Okay. Good evening and namaskar. Uh, member, senior members of the philosophy family, uh, chief coordinator, respected chief coordinator, Dr. Kailash Chandra Maharana sir, uh, uh, technical other members of the organizing committee, Dr. K.O. Narayan sir, Dr. Papita Pavan sir, and all the technical issues that is managed by Mr. Devasish Sharangi and all the respected faculties and young members of the philosophy family. Today we have as our speaker, Mr. Pramod Kumar Das, who is a very well-known figure to all of us. And you see, uh, today is the 80th webinar program of Philosophy Family. I welcome you all wholeheartedly. Today I am not going to speak about his academic credentials because this is already told to you so many times. I will highlight only some aspects of his personality as I know him because he happened to be my immediate junior. As a student, no doubt, he was tenacious. The uniqueness about him is that when he was pursuing his graduation course, when he was in plus 3 second year, he used to teach plus 3 first year students. And when he was in PG second year, he used to teach PG first year students. This is his inclination and his dedication towards the subject that is philosophy. The other day, our chief coordinator, Dr. Kailash Chandra Maharana sir, shared with me that once when Pramod Kumar Das was in his PG first year, he used to give 1 hour lecture on the philosophy of Wittgenstein. So I can only say that this is his dedication towards the subject. He cherished the subject to his heart, and he is a person who is good by heart as well as head. So what he says, usually what he says, that he internalized, he has his own perception of looking at the things, understanding the philosophical systems and presenting the philosophical systems in his own way, not deviating from the philosophical principles that is shared, that is discussed by the philosophers. As we all are body, mind, spirit complexes, so this philosophy family fulfills no doubt our mental hungers, but to satiate our spiritual cravings or spiritual quest, again Pramod sir has arranged morning spiritual sessions for 1 hour every day, and I must I must thank him for all the for utilizing the lockdown period in a very constructive way, as well as connecting the members of the philosophy family across India. Now we are connected, as you all know, it is appraised to the members of the philosophy family from time to time that we are more than 600 people are connected in this forum till date. So this is not the amount is not at all a small one, and we are connected. We are together from every evening for 6 to 8. This is the whole credit mm, uh, must goes to the Mr. Pramod Kumar Das. Today's speech of Mr. Pramod Kumar Das is only an extension of his earlier speech on theories of morality. Very beautifully on that day we discussed, and very beautifully he said that why the what I interpret as rigorism, he understands it as rationalism, and very well we all know that Immanuel Kant is a transcendental philosopher, but when it's about ethics, and when we talk about the Kantian ethics, it is out and out region based. That is his reason to say it's not as rigorism but as rationalism. I salute the way he understands and interprets and serve before us in his own style, but with a human touch. The examples that he always cites while explaining the whole issue, the examples that is not a hypothetical one, rather it is collected from their life experience. So this is a very beautiful way of putting the things before the philosophy family, and because this is a formality, and here I just feel pertinent to highlight about his personality, that he is a very simple, humble person. Simple living and high thinking are the two hallmarks of his personality, and he has arranged more than 100 webinars. Besides this philosophy family webinars, he has arranged every month. He has arranged more than 100 such seminars, one-day seminars. Of course, he has arranged more than 100 seminars. Being the founder of the Wisdom Forum, this is also again an intellectual forum. He is also associated with many other intellectual forums, and presently he is working as the head of the department of Noyagad Autonomous College, Noyagad, Odisha. And with this only, I request Pramod Kumar Das sir to address uh, the extension of the theories of morality. And today he will more speak on Indian ethics, concept of non-violence, and other issues are there. But I also hope that today's speech will be definitely better than the other ones. With this hope, I request Pramod Kumar Das to address the philosophy family. Pramod sir, please. Pramod sir, please.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Respected Dr. Kalyani Sodangi, coordinator of this session. Respected Dr. Kailash Chandra Maharana sir, Chief Coordinator of Philosophy Family. Dr. K.M. Narayana Rao sir, Dr. Patita Pavan Das sir, and my dear brother Debasis. Very esteemed participants, I will welcome all of you to this session. When Dr. Kalyani Sodangi was introducing me, I felt like that a big sister is speaking something about her brother. I felt like that. I am grateful to you for your nice words. Today we have a very beautiful topic, that is Indian theories of morals, or theories of morality, Indian perspective. And here we shall focus on niskama karma, non-violence or ahimsa, and yoga sadhana. When particularly we discuss about Indian philosophy and Indian ethics, we use certain concepts, some ethical concepts and some philosophical concepts, which are unique to this land. Such concepts are not found in Western culture, in Western philosophy, and such a culture is also not there. Not only the concept, but also the background culture behind that concept, which is always experienced, felt, realized in this soil, that is India. Geographically, this is our country is surrounded by sea and the mountains. So we have a very beautiful boundary, and the boundary always makes the home or a premise beautiful and specific. Our east, west, and south are covered by seas, and the north is covered by the great mountain. So we have a very beautiful boundary. Similarly, so far as our culture is concerned, we have our distinction. We are distinct from others in concept, in meaning, in practice, in realization. We are distinct. Take for example Niskamo. Niskamo in English or in Sanskrit or in any language you speak Niskamo, that is unique in Indian culture, Indian philosophy, Indian ethics. Such a term is not there in Western culture. Such a such a culture is not cultured in the Western soil, and they will take years after years to understand such culture. Therefore, India is unique in its philosophy and ethical beauty. So now we shall come to the topic. I felt excited to speak something about our country. I feel proud being a part of this holy country. And when I teach Indian philosophy to my students, that feeling is something different. Niskamo, when we discuss about Niskamo, generally what we understand that any karma which should be done without any kamana. This is the general understanding of all. A karma should be done, an action should be done without any kamana. But is it possible? Can you do any action without any desire? Bhagavad Gita says, one act must. One cannot live even for a moment without doing any action. Similarly, one desire must. We cannot pursue any action without a desire. Action presupposes desire. From desire, action springs up. Where from an action originates? It originates from a planning, from a desire, from a wish. Therefore, ethics studies voluntary action. Moral judgment is made upon voluntary action. What does it mean, voluntary? Voluntary means willingly. So there is a will, there is a desire. And that desire is the voluntary desire. Willingly we will. Willingly we will to do something. And we enjoy our free will. And we take the risk of the consequences. So how can we speak of niskamo? We always find ourselves with sakamo, with this or that desire. Be very practical. What the Bhagavad Gita says, or Vedas speak, or Upanishads speak, forget that. Come to our practical life. Is it possible to do anything? Even to learn anything? Those who are participating in this webinar, first they desire to participate. And those who have not joined, they did not desire. They desire something else. Therefore, they are engaged in something else. I never count numbers, whether it is 50 or 60 or 40. I never count. But it is sure that those who have joined here, first they desire to join. They wish to join. They decided to join. They planned to join. Out of many choices, they took this choice on the priority basis and they joined. So, one act must. Similarly, one desire must. No action without desire. So the general understanding that the niskama karma means the karma without kamana is not correct. It should not be understood that way. So before going to niskama, we shall understand what is kamana, what is sakama. Whenever we try to, in philosophy, whenever we try to understand the thesis, a genuine philosopher should have very clear idea about the antithesis. Otherwise, he can't. Can't spoke of a phenomenalism, can't spoke of a phenomenal world, because Kant is very much aware of the nominal world. Therefore, Hegel said, there is a boundary means there is something outside the boundary. There is niskama means there must be sakama. And in our practical life, we experience that without a desire, we cannot start, we cannot think of doing anything. So one should have kamana. And one has kamana and one should have kamana. If we shall bracket all types of kamana, desires, thousands of desires we have, if we shall bracket all those kamanas or desires, then we shall find three basic desires all human beings pursue, each and everybody. That is kamana for artha or artha kamana, dharma kamana, and mukhya kamana. Where from I have three? From purusartha, dharma, artha, kama, mukhya. You see, here is the paradox. Buddha said, kamana is the cause of suffering. Kamanar vinasa, dukkhar vinasa. Kamana is the root cause of suffering. And this is also accepted not only by Buddha, by many philosophers, Indian philosophers, by many systems, that kamana is the root cause of suffering. And the same Indian scripture says that kamana or kama is the purusartha. Kamana should be pursued. Kama is a value. So in the schemata of purusartha, kama is treated as a value of life. It is purusartha, and the same kama is considered as the root cause of suffering. This is the paradox. How can we meet this? So, from purusartha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, I took kama and made it prefix and add the other three concepts to it. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Kama was separated. Now it can be used as the prefix of other three concepts. So what remained? Dharma, artha, and moksha. So if kama will be the prefix of the other three concepts, so we shall have three types of kama, that is artha kamana, dharma kamana, and moksha kamana. We all have these three types of kamana. What is artha kamana? First I said, one, desire must. Because without desire, one cannot do any action. Desire is the motivating force of doing something. So one, desire must. In the second page, I am telling that what sorts of desires we pursue. And from taking the scheme of a purusartha, I bracket thousands of desires that human beings pursue into three types. They are artha kamana, dharma kamana, and mukhya kamana. What is artha kamana? Here artha does not mean money. That is a very narrow sense. Generally, we understand artha means money. Artha kaman, artha means any means of living. Any means.
Hello.
Whatever. Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible? Hello. Hello. What happened, Devasis?
No, no, Pramod sir, you are audible. You are audible.
Am I audible or not? Yes or no?
Yes,
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 sir. Yes,
you are
sir.
audible. You are
Uh,
audible, sir.
i- if 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 I am audible, then there is no problem whether anybody is listening or not. So please mute yourself and listen to me.
Hello, Kalyani ma'am. Hello.
What happened? Devasis, tell what
Sir,
happened.
କୁହନ୍ତୁ.
ଶୁଣାଯାଉନି କିଛି।
ଦେବାଶିଷ sir କୁହନ୍ତୁ. Hello.
It's my problem or their problem?
Yeah, yeah. The problem is with you because Pramod sir is audible to all of us. Okay. Just try to sort it out. Okay. Pramod sir, please carry on.
Thank you. Devasis, perhaps some network problem is with Devasis. Anyway,
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay.
uh, what I was telling. Anyway, I start from anywhere. Perhaps I was telling that one desire must, that was my first pronouncement, and second one was that there are thousands of desires, and we can bracket all desires into three. They are artha kamana, dharma kamana. Now, what is artha kamana? And what is the general meaning of artha? Generally, mean we mean that artha is money or wealth. But in the broad sense, artha means any source of living. Whatever is required for our living, that is artha. That is meaningful for life. That is meaningful. A house is required for our living. So house is not money, but house is built by money. So that is also artha. Food is artha. Salary, the salary that we are getting, that is artha. Our job is artha. Anything that is required for our physical and psychological existence. Psychological existence means artha has another meaning, that is meaning. Artha means meaning. Suppose you do not understand a concept and you seek to understand that concept and you go to a teacher and he clarified your doubt, then you get satisfaction. That is also necessary for life. Many confusions we need to clarify. Suppose somebody spoke you in a negative way, and many people commit suicide because he did not get clarification of the comments of others. So understanding the meaning of a word is also artha. That is the psychic appetite that we should satisfy. Here in webinar, what we are doing, we are discussing different concepts and analyzing their meanings. Here artha means meaning, that is meaning, that is the meaning of a word or a concept. That gives us psychological satisfaction. And for physical existence, we need money. Suppose there was no money before 50 years or 60 years or 100 years. So there was a barter system. Suppose I shall give something and in return they will give something in kind, not in money. In charity also, different missions organizations they advise, if you cannot give money, you can help us in kind. That is also artha. Suppose you have 5 buildings or one building. Suppose you have good salary. Suppose even education is artha. Suppose you are able to provide education to your child. That is also artha. Education, that I am educated. Being educated also artha. So all these kamana, all these desires, one should pursue, and that is artha kamana. What is dharma kamana? I need the sources for my existence. I need money. I need a house. I need food. I need clothes. I need all these things. But I should get that. I should earn that in the righteous way, not by the bad means, by the right means. That is dharma kamana. That I want dharma. Dharma means the principle of righteousness. It is not that I am not an animal, that I am hungry, so I can eat mine and yours because I am hungry. A healthy dog cannot let other dogs to eat. Jor jar mulaktar. That is not the um, way of pursuing anything else. So we need material things, but we need that in a perfect way because I am rational. Because human beings are rational, they fulfill their arthakamana by following certain principles, dharma. If you do not follow the principles of dharma or righteousness, then you will be punished. You will be punished by the state, you will be punished by the society, and you will be punished by religion. Such beliefs are there. Punishment of state is not a matter of belief, it is a fact. You will be punished according to law. You cannot earn money by bad means. That is illegal too. So that is dharma kamana. That kamana I have. I want dharma. I desire dharma. And there is another kamana, that is moksha kamana. Kamana for freedom. What is the real purpose of my life? My purpose of life is not to earn money by the righteous way. That is not the purpose. Yes, from Vyavaharika Dushti, from the practical standpoint, I need money, number one, artha kamana. Secondly, I shall earn money by the righteous way. That is also fulfilled. But for what? Shall I spend the entire life by earning money, or by my sources, by accumulating all the sources of living by the righteous way? Is it the real goal of my life? So in the scheme of Purusartha, Dharma, Artha and Kama are called Purusartha, but Mukhya is called Parama Purusartha. That is the ultimate goal of life. Even I want to be free from Dharma. I am doing Dharma in this Jagat, in this practical life. Dharma is not my goal of life. Dharma is the process of life. Dharma is the processing, not the goal. My process should be righteous. My way of living should be righteous. But that is not the goal of my life. I ultimately desire to be free. Buddha said Nirvana. Nirvana, seeking Nirvana is also a kamana. Many people ask question that kamana for Nirvana also binds. We shall come to that when we shall discuss Niskama. First admit, first accept that yes, we have desires. We should have desires. we must have desires. The person who does not have any desire can't do anything. This webinar, this philosophy family started from a desire only. And we have completed 76 webinars in 2 months from desire only. Without a desire of a person or a team or a group of people, nothing is possible. A scientist cannot do anything, a philosopher cannot do anything, a religious person cannot do anything. The scientific pursuit, the philosophic pursuit, the religious pursuit, all these pursuits are pursuits. Pursuits means pursuation with desires. We desire to create something, produce something, contribute something, to build something. So we have Mukhya Kamana. We cannot escape that. Then what is Niskam? Before discussing Niskama, we shall discuss that what is karma. What is karma? Niskama karma. So we discussed what is kama or desire. Then we shall discuss karma. Then we will come to niskama karma. What is karma? In Western tradition, action is generally understood epistemologically and psychologically, not metaphysically. Very rare. Very rare. But in Indian philosophy, we discuss the concept of karma metaphysically, ontologically. It has an ontological basic. That here karma is treated as the cause. Here karma is treated as the prarabdha. So many things will be discussed. And here we discuss the dimension of karma, types of karma. Here we discuss karma, bikarma, akarma. Such concepts are not there in the Western philosophy. Akarma. Bikarma. These concepts are not found in Western philosophy. So beautifully, these concepts are discussed in our country, in our culture. Even they can't think of such concepts. What is karma? What is bikarma? What is akarma? In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that karma means doing good action. That means what should we do? Bikarma means what should not we do? Akarma means doing nothing. This is the etymological meaning of karma, bikarma, and akarma. Sankaracharya and all interpreters have interpreted bikarma, that bad karma, undesirable action, what we should not do. Akaraniya, akaraniya. Karma means karaniya. What should we do? Our duty. Bikarma, akaraniya. What should not we do? What should not be done? And akarma means doing nothing. Only Vinnoba Bhave has interpreted bikarma as a karma yoga. Vinnoba is interpreting bikarma as the interference of a mind, involvement of a mind in action. According to Vinnoba, Karma plus vikarma is equal to akarma. Karma, karma and karma yoga, karma and vikarma is equal to akarma. We shall not discuss that. We shall discuss whatever is discussed by in Bhagavad Gita uh, and all the interpreters. Karma means what we should do. Vikarma means what we should not do. And akarma means doing nothing. Now come to karma. What should we do? It means what we do according to our Swadharma, Bhagavad Gita. In Indian tradition, we believe in Swadharma, that freedom we have. We believe and we accept that one should act according to his or her Swadharma. Then what is Swadharma? Swadharma is according to Swabhava. What is your Swabhava? What is your ability? What is your proclivity? Not propensity. What is your proclivity? What is your ability? What ability you have by your sanskara, by your past karmas? In what way you are groomed? You are what type of karma you can possibly do? That is Swadharma. We shall not go details because we have to discuss ahimsa and yoga sadhana. Just I am touching these points. Karma means what we should do, according to our Swadharma. Swadharma is determined by our Swabhava. This freedom of individuality is sanctioned by our culture that one can act according to his Swadharma, and that is ethical. Even he may die doing his Swadharma, but he should not pursue the dharma of others, for which he is not inclined. He is not prone to, conducive to such actions. That freedom we have. That may be determinism. That we may call that it is determinism. Yes, we accept determinism. We accept determinism. Determinism and free will both are accepted by Bhagavad Gita and Indian culture. Indian culture does not reject anything. Indian culture does not say that we should not have any kamana. Indian culture does not say that we are not determined. We accept that yes, there is determinism. We are determined by many conditions. If my Swadharma is so and so, that is my determination. I am limited by that. I am limited by my Swadharma. I am determined by that. But how can we exercise free will? Here Indian culture says, yes, you are determined by such and such conditions, but in whatever condition you find yourself, you have to grow and glow out of that. You have freedom to change your conditions by your education, by your sadhana. We shall discuss yoga sadhana. By yoga sadhana, we can change our determining factors. Yes, we are determined. First, accept that we are determined. Brave people accept the antithesis. Accept, yes, I have a free will that I enjoy, and also I suffer from certain predetermined, suffer from my preconditions. I had not decided my parents. I had not decided to born in India. I had not decided many things. And the blood circulation, my breathing system, all and whatever happened personally to me, they do not occur according to my consent. I had not created my body according to my choice. What in what way I look, my appearance, that is not my choice. It is coming gradually, naturally, and I I am to accept that. I have to accept that. The intelligence I have, the propensities I have, the interest and love I have, all these things have with me by my choice and also by conditions. I am born in such a family that I am getting such and such facilities. But a poor man is born in such a family, he does not get many facilities. Also, we do not get many facilities. But here the position is, whatever may be the condition, even you are born on footpath, even you are thrown after being after taking birth by your parents, that is your condition. But from that also, you can use your free will to change your destiny. So man is both determined and man is the maker of his destiny, and that is possible by understanding and by performing the action, right action, karma, understanding the dimension of a karma. That is the beauty of a karma concept in Indian culture. We are discussing about determinism, free will, so many seminars. We accept, just accept that yes, we are bound, we are limited, we are determined in many ways. So freedom is there, determination is also there, bondage is there, therefore liberation is there, determination is there, therefore we speak of freedom. If nothing is determined, then what is the use of freedom? Freedom means that you can make yourself free from your preconditions. Freedom from conditions is the real freedom. Even if your parents are illiterate, even if your parents are very poor, but that situation can be changed by your honest labor, honest endeavor, by your education, by your culture, by your personal effort. Even the society does not support you. If that is the precondition where you are born, still you can grow. All the great men, all the great men, most of the great men, they have they have become great by overcoming so many preconditions, very poor conditions, very undesirable conditions. There are many examples. I was the last class. I was talking that Kant was doing tuition, and Kant was working in different family, but he became Kant, Immanuel Kant. So many great philosophers. The childhood is very pathetic, but they have become great men in future. So karma can change everything. Karma can make our destiny. Vikarma, that is what does not promote our perfection, which breaks our growth, which makes us indulged in bad karma, anything bad, which does not let us grow and glow, prosper, which does not let our mind expand And Indian philosophy, you see, in Western philosophy, we discuss about the concept of mind. All the participants, we are going to start a very beautiful session on Indian concept of mind, its nature, function, and dynamics. From 1st October to 7th October in the morning session, Swami Sadananda Saraswati will speak on the topic, the Indian concept of mind, its nature, function, and dynamics. Shiva Sankalpa Suktam, that is from Jajur Veda, he will discuss and everybody should attend it. That is very, very important session. If you do not attend, then you miss it and you shall miss it. You can hear the recording, but the live learning is very, very important because that is a direct transmission between student and teacher. So in Western country, we discuss the concept of a mind, but they do not discuss about the expansion of a mind. Manara vistara. Mind can be expanded. Mind can be expanded by yoga sadhana. Mind can be expanded by education. Mind can be expanded by nurturing good thoughts. Kant said goodwill. Goodwill is the highest good. So bikarma, we should avoid bikarma. We should avoid any sort of bad actions because actions bind. Actions bind and actions liberate. Action has two functions. The action binds and the action liberates. And that is too difficult to get liberation from that. Suppose you are in a crossroad, if you do not know the right address, then don't go, wait there. If you go in a wrong direction, you have to return to that spot again. So your time, your energy is are lost. Therefore, in Upanishads it is said that avidya is better than aparavidya. Your ignorance is better than your wrong knowledge. Rather, you should not be guided, but you must not be misguided. If you are not unable to do good karma, okay, it can be managed. You need education, you need counseling, but never do bikarma. Because by doing bikarma, it will be too late to start karma. Because you have to get the consequences. Again, you have to return to the square. Then you will go in the right path. It is too difficult. So karma means that which is done according to Swadharma. Then what is akarma? Akarma means niskama karma. We can say that akarma is niskama karma. Then what is niskama or what is akarma? But what is akarma is a state of actionlessness. Have you heard this concept in Western philosophy? Actionlessness. They speak of action. They may speak of actionless, but the state of actionlessness, the state of noiskarmya, where there will be action, but there will be no agent. Akarta bhava, abhakta bhava. The karta is doing, but the karta has no sense of agency. The karta is enjoying, but the karta has no sense of enjoyment. Bhakta bhava, that ego, that abhimana, karta abhimana. There is no karta abhimana. How is it possible? How a karma is possible? Now come to the point. When when we give our 100% concentration to our duty, if we do an action in the sense of a duty, and we are not disturbed by anything else except duty, and when we become habituated of doing this way, after some days, after some years, we become the action. I shall give some examples so that we can understand. Suppose we three or four friends are going by car. We all saw a wounded dog on the streets. Now you see how these four people will respond to this sight. Suppose we are walking, and we saw a wounded dog. The entire body has been wounded, smelling bad. Here the response will be different. Someone will say, "Hey, chi, 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 chi. Don't touch, come this way. This is one response. The eye of that person will be filled with anger. Despite when he will feel angry, that why did I see such thing? Another person may behave indifferent. Oh yes, we are going, and the dog is sleeping. He has right. He has right to sleep. He has right to live. Another person will show his sympathy. He will say, the dog is suffering from wounds. And another person who will feel the pain of that dog, his eyes will be filled with tears. There is no difference between my wound and the wound of the dog. What is the distance between my hunger and the hunger of a dog? The distance is very less for the person who identifies his hunger with the hunger of the dog. And the distance is very big who has not such feelings. Similarly, when we do an action, in what intensity, in what ideation, in what matured mind, in what understanding, in what metaphysical background, in what ethical setup, mind setup, I am doing this work, that is important. The person whose eyes get filled with tears by seeing the wounded dog, he will stop there. He cannot go. He will stop there. He will do whatever can be done. Many people keep some powder, antibiotic powder with their pockets. And whenever they see the wounded dog, they go and spray the powder or the liquid spray on the wound. There is a chance that a dog may bite, but a dog will never bite if we go to help him, help the dog. Actions are different because human beings are different. The person whose eyes were filled with tears and who did such action contrary to the other friends, he did this not instantly. It has become his practice. Now it is a very common thing for him. So that is so where that means the person and the action, there is no duality. The person is groomed with that action. The person is that. Here I shall differ Immanuel Kant's rationalism. That I had said that rationalism is also dogma. What Kant said? Kant said that principle determines action. We act according to a principle. If that principle is fulfilled, obeyed, respected, honored, maybe that is the universal principle. That if that universal principle is accepted, honored, respected, then your action is good. In Bhagavad Gita, the concept of a karma in Bhagavad Gita and the concept of a karma according to Kant's rationalism or categorical imperative, the difference is that Kant is confined to, limited to a particular principle. That principle determines an action. So here Bhagavad Gita says that principle also becomes a kamana. Even one should be free from that principle. No principle can determine me. No principle can bind me. I am not conditioned by any. If we say categorical, then why should be a principle? I see the action. I see the situation. The situation will say what I shall do. Suppose I am giving an example so that it can be understood. I request the moderator and others that may not be there be interactive session, but let me complete my talk because I want to say something. Question answer section is not very important. I am giving an example. Suppose you have given you have an urgent work, urgent responsibility, and you have employed someone. Suppose your daughter's marriage ceremony or any other important occasion, responsibility you are having, and you have engaged someone in that work. But after 1 hour, you came to know the person has been replaced by another person. You gave charge to Ramo, but after 1 hour, you will find that Ramo was sick or Ramo was disturbed, and Hari took that responsibility. The moment you will hear the name of Hari, you will be surprised and you will be disturbed. You will shout. You will shout because that man is a man of a principle. You will shout. No, Hari cannot manage this work because Hari is a man of a principle. And what nonsense? If Hari is a man of a principle, then Hari can manage better. No. Hari cannot manage better because Hari is a man of principle. When Barajatri will come, if they will commit any mistake, Hari will be reactive because Hari is Immanuel Kant. They did not follow. Why they did this, why they spoke this. Hari will not understand the context. Hari does not like many things. Hari is there with a principle, with an idola, with a dogma. Whatever may be the big principle that may be, he is with a principle. Hari cannot manage. So who will manage? Now Rama will manage because Rama is flexible. Rama will act according to the situation. So in marriage ceremony or in other responsible works, when we employ people, we decide, we choose the person who are flexible to the situations. Therefore, children speak everything to the mother because father is strict. Father will not listen because it is contrary to my principle. So here principle becomes a kamana. I act this action having a kamana of a principle for this. This is the principle. I act accordingly. This is sakama karma. This is not niskama karma. But in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was taught the secret of karma yoga not in the classroom of an university, but in the battlefield, where the arrow is ready from the bow, where the enemies are ready to fight. That was the battlefield. In the battlefield, anything can take place. We cannot predict what will happen. I may die, they may die. Nothing can be predicted. So, there, the situation, the context determines the principle, in what way you respond to the situation. Therefore, Professor Hudananda Rai very beautifully speaks that animals react, but human beings respond. If you touch the tail of a dog and you will disturb the dog will bite you. Dog will bite. But if someone will insult you, you may not be reacted. You may respond it very, very gently. You may not give consent that you are insulted. That possibility is with man. That man can do otherwise. That is the beauty of free will. I can act otherwise. I should act according to Kantian principle, but I shall not act that way. I shall act by my free will. If free will is there, it should be free from principles. Principles should not bind me because principles are relative. My situation will say what principle I shall follow. I can edit the principles according to the situation. Due to this pandemic situation, government has changed all the strategies. Yes, all the principles. Now we are taking online classes. Many things took place because that is the urgency. That is the situation. The situation demands that. So when we speak of niskama, there should not be even a principle. It should be free. And there should not be the sense of agency that I am doing. But I am doing. And I am not doing because there is no duality between the agent and the action. Because I have become habituated. Oh, that person. Oh, it is Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao is in charge of monitoring the message of the Pelosi family. Oh, he will do accordingly. Oh, Dr. Maharana is the chief coordinator of the Pelosi family. Oh, he will do in his best way. Those people who are selected to have given responsibilities in Pelosi family, they deserve that. They are deserving. So far there is a duality between the doer and action. That is the abhimana, karta abhimana, sense of agency is there. Build up yourself in such a way, groom yourself in such a way that there will be no duality between you and your action, action and consequence, action and principle. No duality will be there. Only action done. Who did, when did, no, nothing. You can't but. When we say you can't but do this, that is the state of actionlessness. If something happens, you have no option to choose. You will act in a particular way according to your sanskara, according to your culture, according to your swadharma. So build your swadharma day by day in the better way. Make your swadharma conducive to the freedom. That my swadharma should lead to freedom. So we should have desire, but we should have desirable desire. And desirable desires can lead us to the state of desirelessness. Desirable desires can lead us to the state of desirelessness. That desirelessness is niskarmya. That is the meaning of niskama. Niskama does not mean that I shall renounce karma, I shall renounce desire. No, that is renunciation in action, not of action. And what is that? What is that renunciation in action? That I shall act for lokasangraha, for the benefit of all. I have selfless action, selfless action. Niskama means selflessness. There is no selfish motive in doing anything. That is niskama. That is akarma. Akarma means the state of actionlessness. That you have become that action. Then Brahma becomes many. Brahman is identified with the Jagat. Brahman one becomes many. So you become the action. Yesterday there was a beautiful question in biomedical ethics that if patients behave irrationally, what should doctors do? I answered there, in spite of the irrational behavior of the patients, doctors should do their duty because doctors are rational. Patients are irrational. Doctors are not irrational. They are rational. I am giving my personal example. When my wife was admitted in the hospital and she was unconscious, when doctor treated her, she gave a kick to his chest, a heavy kick by his leg, and his spectacle slipped from his face. All the nurses who were present there, they became very disturbed because something happened. But doctor smiled. Doctor said, it is a good sign that she will recover. Because doctor does not know, from her activity, the doctor said that, oh, it is a good sign. Be happy that she did that. It should be, this is niskama. That when the doctor is treating the patient, he should not expect that the patient should be rational. The patient should, because the patient is unconscious. The patient is supposed to be irrational. Treat a patient. So one is, so many examples are there. There is no time to give. So many examples. If I shall speak, even for hours. Only examples how how man is identified with action. There is no distinction. Another meaning of niskama is whatever may be the consequence, one should remain detached from that, because action is done means consequence will follow. So don't overthink about the consequence. Consequence will follow. What will follow by its own law, you don't think over that. Your thinking is your attachment. You should be attached to your karma. And you should do your duty in the sense of a duty, not in the sense of a, not in not in the sense of attaining anything or getting anything. Even not appreciation. That some people will appreciate me, people will praise me. So niskama karma, niskam, when we say contextual, the real meaning of a contextual is context free. Niskama karma means it is context free. Contextual, again we say context free. How does it appears to be contradictory? No. Context free means I am fit for any context. Whatever may be the context, I am fit for that. Whatever may be the consequence, I am ready for that. Whatever may be the principle I have to adopt, I am ready for that. Such type of a person can do everything. His thought is everything. If he thinks that this should be done, the work will be done. If he speaks that it will be done, the work will be done. Because this person, what he speaks is identical with the action. He is the action. That is a karma. No sense of agency. When you think that I am doing this, there are three types of ego. One is, I am doing this. I am doing this. I. This is ego of agency. How does next is karma agency? Karma ego. Karma ego means I did this work. I gave such a speech that nobody can deliver. I did such a work that nobody can do. This is karma abhimana. I have built such a building that nobody can have. Karma abhimana. Karta abhimana, karma abhimana. Ebu process. I did this work in such a way that nobody could do. One should be free from all these things. And all these things come when man lives and man acts in a dualistic order. When man is completely identified with action, then there is no duality. This is niskama karma. Similarly, there is niskama bhakti. When we worship God, when we love anybody, that should be unconditional. Unconditional love. Example, I say. A mother, the niskama karma is best understood in the relation of mother and child. Mother takes the child in her womb for 9 months. And as the patient give a kick and the doctor become happy that the patient is all right. Similarly, as the child grows up, the child uses to kick in the mother's womb. And the mother gets pain, but the mother smiles because my child is okay in my womb, because he is kicking me. One should have this type of a motherly attitude in every aspect of our life. Suppose you read a book, love it, love reading. Make yourself silent that I know nothing. Then whatever we shall read, that will be transparent to you. You can get it thoroughly. Small work, big work, there is no small work, there is no big work is work. But you have to love doing it. You have to love your work. So niskama bhakti. You know, when we hear music, it is 7:30. Okay. I shall come. In music, what we see. So I shall give you another example. Suppose a driver is driving cars. Those who are expert drivers, Many often I also do that. I lose my two hands um, and leave the steering free. Suppose I pick up the mobile. That is not good. Everybody, nobody should practice that. And the legs are functioning. They are doing their works. Brake is there. Accelerator is there. Uh, and hands are free from the steering, but the car is running. And if there are some people, then we discuss. Philosophical discussions are there. We are engaged in philosophical discussion also, or we are engaged in many thoughtful discussions. But the car is driving. Because the person who is driving is identified with the process of driving. But the person who is new, the newcomer who is driving the car for the first time, he will be very much concerned. He will hold the steering tightly. Suppose he will left tightly you will handle the steering. This is the state of akarma. You will act something, others will surprise how this man is doing all these things. But there is no surprise for you because you are identified with action. Therefore, there is no substitute of a mother. If mother is mother because mother is identified with the child. Music, telling music. Suppose we are driving car and in car we hear music. There we do not give 100% justice in hearing music. We just skip many things, but we enjoy music there. In reality show, when judges judge the songs of the participants, they are also very much careful, very much sincere, because they will give valuation. They will select the best people, best singers. But what is about a musician? When a musician listens to music, he becomes identified with the lyrics. He becomes identified with the notes. He reacts accordingly. When he becomes that song. He is identified with song, the musician. So music is the only source where man loses his own identity. The best example is music. From that, we can speak of Jappo, Janana, Jappo. That Jappo with Nama Jappo. When we recite the names of God, Janana, we sing Janana, the devotee becomes identified with God. Because music has that capacity. Music helps us. Even the nature, there is rhythm in the nature. The trees, plants also respond to music. They have the sense of rhythm. So that is Niskama Bhakti. Niskama Bhakti means, Niskama love means unconditional love. What shall I get from you? Nothing. In spite of everything, I love you. In spite of everything, I honor you. I need nothing from you. I only wish the best of you. You grow and you grow and grow. Whatever I am doing for the Lokasangraha, for the welfare of the people. So I am identified with the Lokasangraha. I am identified with the good work. So this is Niskam. Then what is Ahimsa? I shall speak only 5 minutes about Ahimsa. Anything sakamo, that leads to Hinsa. Anything niskamo, that leads to Ahimsa. Wherever there is a kamana, there is a desire in your mind to do something, to attain something, to get something, if it is not fulfilled, then there will be Hinsa. If you are a Niskama Karmi, you have no desire
for anything else. You don't have any desire to be agent. You have no desire for the consequences. You are only meant for Lokasangraha. You cannot be violent anyway. But whenever there is a kamana, desire in you, that leads to hinsa. This much I will say. I shall not go to details of hinsa and ahinsa. It is discussed in textbooks. Non-injury, non-killing. No. The positive meaning of ahinsa is doing good for others. Doing good for others is ahinsa. And doing good means doing niskama karma. The person who is disciplined with niskama can never be violent. It is impossible. And the person who is guided by this or that desire, even the smallest desire, somehow or other, he is violent. The wife expects, the lover expects, the teacher expects, the student expects, the nation expects. Wherever there is expectation, there is anger, there is jealousy, there is hinsa. Hinsa does not mean that I shall kill you. If I do not talk with you, that is also hinsa. If I disturb your thinking, that is also hinsa. If I feel jealousy of you, that is also hinsa. If I talk bad of you, think ill of you, that is also hinsa. That comes because I have an expectation. Therefore, I took these two concepts. If niskama is understood, then ahimsa can be understood. Wherever there is hinsa, you will find the root cause of it, that in whatever form, there is a desire hidden in it. So the people who are getting angry on you, just to see what his desire, what he wants from you. Oh, you want this from me? Yes, okay, I understand. So you are not really violent. You have a desire that needs to be fulfilled. Okay, you take this, you want this, you take this, now he is satisfied. So actually he is not violent. Actually he has a desire. You do that, he will be satisfied. Of course, we cannot satisfy all. Therefore, we can ignore. Where we cannot satisfy, there we can ignore. Then come to yoga sadhana. Then how can one become niskami karma? How can one become really a man of non-violence? In Patanjali Yoga, we have two types of yoga sadhana. One is the Bahiranga sadhana, and the other is the Antaraga sadhana. Bahiranga sadhana. Bahiranga sadhana means we have three elements with us. We have sense organs, we have a mind, and we have a soul. We have three things. I had told in the last class: sensing, understanding, and realizing. Sensing element, understanding element, and self-realization. Sense organ, mind, and a soul. We have three things. So Bahiranga sadhana, in Bahiranga sadhana, we have to control, we have to regulate, we have to discipline our sense organs, our physical existence, our body. What is that? Jama, niyama, asana, pranayama, ebam pratyahara. All these things we have discussed in the previous class when I had delivered a talk on Ashtanga Yoga. Yama means control. We admit that I have sense organs, but they should be groomed, they should be controlled. And if you speak of yama, the first comes hinsa. Hinsa means we have to control hinsa. First comes ahimsa, but that really means that we have to control hinsa. When we control hinsa, then ahimsa will come automatically. Ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. I shall not go to the details. I had already discussed in the previous classes. And niyama means culture. We have to control our sense organs. At the same time, we have to culture our body. That is Saucha, Santosha, Tapas, Swadhyaya, and Ishwar Pranidhana. Then comes Asana, Pranayama, the breathing control, and Pratyahara. That means withdrawal from the senses. We have to observe minutely that what our sense organs do. That is the perception of a perception. Perception, we perceive, that is true. But we have to perceive our perception. Where my eyes go, what my sense organs demand, whether they are desirable or not. If the desire of the sense organs are not desirable, then I should control them. I should withdraw from them. I have to see where my sense organs go. I have to control them. I have to withdraw them. Yes, here my sense organs, my sense organs go. I should observe that, and I have to withdraw. Suppose I saw a beautiful thing and I felt greedy. I wanted to possess it. Yes, these things will happen, but I have to withdraw that sense of greediness, and I have to withdraw. Come to my own stance. Come to my native stance. Return to me. You are my friend. You cannot disturb me because I have groomed you. I have schooled you. I have trained you. I have disciplined you. You are my eye, so you cannot cheat me. You are not the eye of an ordinary man. You are the eye of a cultured man. So I cannot let you do, I cannot allow you to be engaged in doing wrong things. Similarly, I can organize, I can regulate all my sense organs. That is pratyahara, withdrawal from the senses. And these 5 yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, and pratyahara, this is the sadhana of my body. Yoga sadhana, yoga is the end and yoga is the process. So here we are, yoga sadhana means that is the process. And how can we be united with the Supreme Soul? Now, first of all, we have to groom our body. Because we have a body, we cannot ignore body. Idealist philosophers ignore body. They outrightly say that matter does not exist. This is nonsense. We have to accept that, yes, I have a body, I have sense organs, and they have impacts on our life. And they disturb us, they misguide us, they indulge us in wrong activities. And we have to control them, guide them. Then comes the antaranka sadhana, that is dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. What is dharana? Here I shall speak something. Because all these things, the yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, these things are discussed in many places. What is dharana? Dharana is the discipline of mind. We have to culture our mind. We have to discipline our mind. Otherwise, it is dogma. I have told, if rationalism is not groomed, if rationalism is not taken in its proper sense, then it is dogma. It is another dogma, golden chain and iron chain. Sense organs, iron chain, and understanding is the golden chain. But chain is there. Our mind also binds. Our body, our action binds. Our mind also binds. So by dharana means there are varieties of things to visualize, to see. But I have to focus on, I have to be very selective on a particular point. I had given that example in the last class. Suppose we are going to a mall. There are many things available there. Many things are sold there. But I have to purchase a shirt. Then I should source where the shirt is available. So from the varieties, from the multiplicities, dharana means I have to fix, I have to concentrate on a particular selective item. The mind should be cultured in that way. Vikipta mana. Vikipta We should be free from vikiptamana. The mind is distracted either from one place to another place. We should control it. We should have dharana. So people, those who sit on strike before assembly or before on the college gate, they sit on dharana. What does it mean? Dharana means they sit on a dharana means they have some demands in their mind. If such demands are fulfilled, they do not have so many demands. Out of many demands, they focus on very selective demands. If these demands will be fulfilled, then our strike, our dharana will be successful. That is dharana. And out of many, we focus on one. Then what is dhyana? When the selective thing is available, when the selective item is available before us, then we should withdraw the sense organs being engaged in it and allow only mind to focus on it. That is dhyana. Selection is made, but there both sense organs and mind are engaged. So we have to withdraw the sense organs. Only mind will focus on that selected thing. That is dhyana. We have to discipline in that way. And if we are able to discipline our mind in such a way, there will be vistara. Mind will expand. I had told that by perceiving the wounded dog, why the eyes gets filled with tears, because that is dharana, because that is dhyana. Your sense organs are out. Only mind has been focused on particularly the wound of the dog, not on the dog, particularly on the wound of the dog, particularly on the pain of a dog, particularly of the suffering of a dog. That is dhyana. There one becomes identified with the action. And what is samadhi? In samadhi, there is no mind also. You are free from your mental thinking. Your mind becomes thoughtless. In dhyana, there is absence of sense organs. But you are aware of the fact that you are thinking. The process of thinking is there. But in samadhi, even you are free from the process of thinking. That you are thinking. That you are acting. The sense of agency in action. In action, you shall lose the sense of agency that you are doing. Similarly, in samadhi, the mind is also absent. The mind is free from mind. The mind is free from mind. The mind is free from thoughts. The mind is free from thoughtless, the process of thought. J. Krishnamurti speaks of thoughtless mind. Mind becomes thoughtless. That means, what does it mean? Mind thinks, but mind is free from the process of thought. Similarly, in Karma Yoga, man acts, but man is free from the acting. Man is free from the acting. That should be the behavior of a doctor. That should be the behavior of parents. That should be the behavior of a citizen. That should be the behavior of a teacher. Such people, the yoga sadhana is not a very big thing. Very small thing. We can make dharana, we can practice dhyana, and that automatically leads to samadhi. Samadhi nobody can practice. If you are expert in dharana and dhyana, automatically you will be transformed to the state where you have thinking, but you are free from your thinking. Mind is there, mind is thinking, mind is active, but mind loses its functionality. That is called the identity. There only one can have a pure realization. So thoughtless mind and actionless action. thoughtless mind and actionless action. If one is established in this stage, in Bhagavad Gita, that is called Samattvang Yogamuchyate. That is Samattvang. That person can see Samattvang everywhere. He will see the same thing. There is no distance from my hunger and the hunger of the dog. There is no distance from my feeling, my suffering from the suffering of a dog, of a tree, of anything else, even of a matter. If I have a house, I should clean it. I should keep it clean. If I have a body, I should follow Saucha, purity of a body, purity of sense organs, purity of a mind. If I am reading something, I should give justice to that. Therefore, I always advise my students, if you are studying philosophy, be committed, be committed. Whatever you have achieved in your life, whether you have done PhD or delete, etc., that does not matter. Whether you have lived with philosophy or not, whether studying philosophy, reading philosophy, whether whether your eyes whether your eyes are filled with tears or not, that is philosophy. If you do not have that emotion, you cannot have that knowledge. You have to realize that. You have to realize. So I may conclude here. This talk will never be completed. I had many things to say. I had decided to give very beautiful examples, but I could not do that. If another 1 hour will be sanctioned to me, then I might have completed my talk satisfactorily. I am unsatisfied, but I tried my best to, because time is very speculated. Already the interaction section, we are going behind the schedule. Thank you. So today we discussed about Niskama Karma, Sakama Karma, Niskama Karma, and we discussed about the paradox that how Kamana is the Purusartha, and at the same time Kamana is the root cause of bondage, root cause of suffering. I settled that problem, and I claimed that man should have desire. Desire is a must. One should have a desire. And then I told that any sakama, any kamana, any desire leads to hinsa. And ahimsa is rooted in niskama karma. And I told you in the last that how can we practice it? By doing yoga sadhana, that is bahirangi sadhana and antaranga sadhana. One should be free, because freedom is the parama purusartha, that is not vidya mukti, that we should be free after death. That is also another topic. It will take time. Here we are discussing about jivana mukti. Jivana mukti means living freely with the conditions, with the determinations. We have to live freely, and we have to be free from our sense organs, our mind. We have to be free from the process of thought that is called samadhi. Mind should be free from mind. Sense organs should be free from sense organs. Then one should have self-realization of the one. There is only one. Problems come when we relate that oneness with duality, with plurality. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
I concluded.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Pramod sir, for your very beautiful, more than around 2 hours non-stop and extempore speech on the Indian perspective of the theories of morality, including Nishkama Karma, non-violence or ahimsa, and sadhana into account. I see there are now a couple of questions in the chat box. So without wasting the time, let us open the topic for discussion. And now I request Mr. Devashish Sarangi kindly moderate and manage the question and answer
Actually,
session.
sorry, Kalyani ma'am. Actually, I have network issue, so I rejoined there. So I cannot see all the question actually.
Okay. So,
ନାଇଁ ନିବେଦିତା will moderate. ନିବେଦିତା will moderate.
sorry.
Okay,
So I
ନିବେଦିତା.
request Nivedita Priyadarshini to moderate the question answer session. Nivedita Priyadarshini, please. Nivedita, please manage. Over to Nivedita.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your brief, clear, and nice presentation. I hope this will be helpful for our students as well as to everyone. Now we'll proceed for the question answer session. The first question is by Kalyan ma'am. How you accommodate Kartavimana with the dignity of the individual?
One should not have karta abhimana. One should not have karta abhimana, and that is the dignity of the individual. If a doer, if the person who is acting something, if he has karta abhimana, then that is in sakama, that is not niskama. And he is attached with his karma, and automatically he will suffer from the consequences. Consequences will come because we have done something, but you don't think of that. You don't overthink that. You be engaged in your next karma, next karma, next karma, next karma. You have no time to have karta abhiman. The entire Bhagavad Gita has advised this. Suspend your sense of agency. That is the secret of niskama karma. And that is the dignity of an individual. And everybody should to act suspending the karta abhimana. You are the karta, but you should not have that abhimana. You should not have that sense with you, because that will disturb you. That will not make you perfect. Animals do not do that. When animals do something, they don't do that. A tree does not do that. Sun, moon, the nature does. Only man can have karta abhimana, because man is prejudiced by his rationalism. Don't misuse your rationalism, having karta abhimana. Those who are irrational, even they do not have karta abhimana. But you are the karta, and you are the responsible karta. You are doing everything. And a mother, when she serves to the child, that is the best example. At least in that condition, a mother does not have the karta abhimana. When she feeds, when he tolerates, when she gives birth to the child, she does not claim its return. The smile of the mother is sufficient. Smile of a mother shows what niskama is. Thank you.
Um, Thank you, sir. The next question is by K.O. Narayan, sir. He wants to know, what do you mean by desirable desires that lead to the state of desireless?
Desirable desires lead us to the state of desirelessness. Yes. First of all, we admit that we cannot live without action, and we cannot do any action without desire. So one desires must. We must have desire, but all desires are not desirable. Suppose you are a lecturer or assistant professor in a government college, and at the present you are not a professor in a university. You might have that talent. You may deserve to be professor, but in fact you are not a professor. But if you are so much worried about that I am not a professor, I am not a professor, I am inferior to others, that is undesirable. Desire that which is conducive to your action, which is conducive for perfection, which is conducive for lokasangraha. Your desire should be meaningful for lokasangraha. Your personal desire, which is undesirable, which cannot be satisfied, and undesirable desire means the desire what you should not desire. You should desire what kamya kama. That means I told that desire, the artha kamana is necessary, dharma kamana is necessary, moksha kamana is necessary. These are all desirable desires. If you desire this way, then you will lead to the state of desirelessness. Suppose a patient is vomiting, whatever he takes, the patient is vomiting. But the doctor prescribes a medicine of vomit, that you take this medicine, you will your vomiting will be stopped. So you should have that desire which will not promote further desires. That is the one. That is the desirable desire. Don't desire too much. Don't desire unnecessary things. Limit your desires and be happy. Next. Next.
Thank you, sir. The next one is from Ajit Kumar Nath. Yes, sir. The next one is from Ajit Kumar Nath, sir. Um, he has not asked any question. He has just shared his personal experience on something, that when we are doing something only in the sense of duty, it may bring tiredness. But if we are doing it with a touch of emotion, it energizes us to do more. What is your view on this, sir?
Very, 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 very beautiful question. And this is the real question. And my entire speech is focused on it. In this regard only, I criticize Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant said duty should be done for the sake of duty. Therefore, there is a confusion between legality and morality. In court of law, we all claim that I did my duty for my parents, and I can take photographs that I am feeding my parents. I am giving all support. But when the way I am feeding, the way I am treating my parents, that is beyond the sense of duty. Even the wife caters from dinner or lunch, there is a manner, the way you cater. It is not the duty that I did my duty by giving you food. When the mother feeds the child, the mother does not do the duty. The milk will not come. The milk will not come if the mother simply thinks that I am doing duty. The mother gives affection, and from that affection, meals come. Mane, this is very good question. I appreciate this question. In this regard, I criticize the duty for the sake of duty. No, we cannot. Duty for the sake of duty means we live mathematically. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. I gave you some money, you please return my money. I helped you, you helped me. This is my duty. Suppose I am a duty of a teacher to teach the students. But why there is difference between a good teacher and a bad teacher? Teaching is not only the duty of a teacher. A teacher should reach the mind, reach and win the heart and mind of a student. That is the love, that is the affection of a teacher. Otherwise, he can't teach. It is not. It is my duty that because I am getting salary from the government, I should teach. Now it is in our college. It is the rule that everybody will take online class and will have the screenshot and will upload in the college website. Yes, that is my duty. I did that. No. Besides that, I have created this family that in this pandemic situation, students can get to learn many things from different professors. That is the commitment. So duty should be done. Duty should be done for the sake of duty. This is just like ATM machine. Yes, I commanded 10,000. So 10,000. ATM machine gave me 10,000. No, this is not me. Man is an emotional being. Very good question. I appreciate this question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Satwik Nath. He asked, is desirelessness really desirable?
Yes, very big yes. That is the desirable desire. Desirelessness is the only desirable desire. Thank you. Next question. Very beautiful question. Thank you. Next question. That is called that is
Sir, the
called that
next
is
one is from Rinki Mahalik. Yes, sir.
that is called Parama Purusartha. Parama Purusartha. That I desire this, that, but my ultimate desire is desirelessness. Okay. Next.
Thank you, sir. The next one is from Rinki Mahalik. She asked, without desire, we cannot do action. So, what is the importance of Niskama Karma?
Yes, I had told that for any action, for we must have a desire. Without a desire, we cannot do anything. But don't overthink of that. Don't be engaged in that. Desire is an instrument. Desire is not the end of your action. Desire is the motivating force of an action. You did something and you forgot. You have to forget it. If you cling over the action done, then you cannot give justice to the next action. Suppose I have 5 classes. I took the class of first year students. I became very emotional in that class. I enjoyed that class. But the class is over, my emotion is over. In the next class, I shall teach symbolic logic. So there is no emotion is required. So I shall be very mathematical. I shall change my mood to teach symbolic logic so sincerely. And the next class is Husser's. Then I shall change my mood. So you have to, if you do not cling over anything, then you can give justice to everything. You don't be, uh, don't don't keep yourself in the bondage of desire or its consequences. Desire is an instrument, and that instrument is required for doing any action, but to be free from that. Next question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. The next one is also from K.O. Narayan, sir. He asked, is the war of Kurukshetra fought with Niskama Bhava by Arjuna violent or non-violent?
This is a very beautiful question. Is the war of Kurukshetra fought with? Yes. The first question is yes. That was the advice of Lord Krishna. Actually, Arjuna has a sakama. Arjuna has a desire not to fight. And what was his intention? Because he did not want to fight with his relatives, and he did not want to fight for getting back the kingdoms. So whatever may be the reason for not fighting, that is rooted in Sakama. Lord Krishna said, forget all these things, focus on your karma. That karma is to fight. Here karma is to fight. So your intention should be fixed on the principle that to protect dharma. To protect dharma.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you're audible.
Pramod sir is visible now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shall. So the question of Rao is answered. That the Arjuna was advised by Lord Krishna to fight with the sense of an niskama karma, and whether the action is violent or non-violent, that depends upon the context. Okay. Suppose in the course of operation, a doctor kills the patient, then that is not a violent action. But a dacoit comes, enter into your home and kill you, that is violence. Even you scold someone, that is violence. Killing is so far. If you scold someone, that is also violence. Even if you think ill of someone, that is also violence. But in another context, if you kill someone, that is not violence. That depends upon the context. Next question. Achal, Nivedita,
Thank
are
you,
you
sir.
there?
Yes, sir. Hello. Hello. Hello, sir.
I have only 3%. I have only 3% charge in my mobile, so it may be finished in course of discussion. If there are some other questions, we shall discuss in the group. Okay, but one more question can be addressed. If
Okay,
you
sir.
like.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, yes, sir. Yes, sir. There is one question from Ratnakar Gajendra, sir. He wants to know that I know that this is right but I have no inclination to follow it. I know that this is wrong, but I cannot desist from it. How do you explain this in the light of Niskama Karma?
Oh, this the Duryodhana had said this, that I know the dharma, I know what is right, but I cannot adhere to it, and I know what is adharma, I can't restrain from it. Yes, that is the state of ignorance. That is the state of ignorance. Therefore, I told, I spoke of yoga sadhana. You have to practice it. You have to practice it. So from the transformation from sakama karma to niskama karma is not a matter of a joke. It cannot be done by reading books and giving lectures. We have to practice it. Even I had started this practice from the wounded dog, from the very small things of life. Okay, we have to practice. It will take many lives to learn, and it may be practiced overnight. So this is the situation of everybody. We all have smasana vairagya, but after coming from smasana, we are all again engaged in our daily life. That is the fact of everybody. It is common to all. But very few people, they do yoga sadhana and they become a real niskami karma. Acha, I have 1% charge in my mobile. At any moment, I may be left. For all others, I shall answer in the group. I may not even hear vote of thanks. Thank you. Thank you all. I have only 1%. Maybe the charger is also not here. And
Thank you,
this
sir.
is also, okay, okay. Now also it is 8:17. So we have crossed our time. So please conclude here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, ma'am, hello.
Hello, Nivedita. Hello.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Nivedita, for your very heartfelt and warm thank you to Pramod Das sir from the on behalf of the philosophy family for his erudite speech on the topic theories of morality from Indian perspective. Very beautifully, he began his discussion with the exposition of Purushartha, and from Purushartha, he moved on to Artha Kamana, Dharma Kamana, and Moksha Kamana. And in his deliberation, he talked about the karma nexus and the karma nexus by the help of Swabhava and Swadharma, Swabhava, and Sanskara. And throughout his deliberation, in his deliberation, he very beautifully talked about that there is determinism, there is freedom, they are not incompatible. Rather, determinism is very compatible with freedom. No doubt we are free, but we are free in a deterministic framework. Again, from this Nishkama Karma, he moved to the concept of non-violence, and here again he very emphatically he mentioned that we must try to make a move from a dualistic order to the higher order, or to a desirable desires. From a desirable we can move to a desirable desires to a desirelessness state. And again he concluded his speech by connecting how niskama karma can be practiced in our daily life through yoga sadhana only. And finally, that sadhana is possible by disciplining our mind, and by that we can achieve peace in all things and in all beings. So thank you, sir, for your way of understanding the oneness everywhere in all of in the past all talks. that is given in this philosophy family. I am thankful to all the participants for their patience, for their raising number of questions, and I am thankful to all the participants for their patient hearing. I am thankful to Nivedita for very nicely moderating the question answer session. I am thankful to Devasis Sarangi for he is making a genuine effort so that things will be available to all of us. A very a loud applause for Devasis Sarangi. Thank you all. Good night and thank you. Namaskar.